Hi guys, this is Wisdom here, and today I just wanted to share with you one of the reasons why I wrote Head to Head with Jezebel. Now, still on that, you can check out the free books below this video. You're going to check Identity is the Key to Purpose, which is going to cover a few things that are relating to identity. I really believe that many of the things, one of the reasons why a lot of people are failing to get into their purpose has to do, of course, with the issue around identity. Now, so what I'll do today, I just want to share with you the main reason why I wrote Head to Head with Jezebel. Now, as many of you will know, Head to Head with Jezebel came after this book, and also what I did as well in Uncommon Destiny, Uncommon Partner is, if you look in the very last few chapters, I did indicate, I included a chapter, 3 signs you're dating Jezebel, and one of those reasons is, of course, this issue of Jezebel is a big issue. It affects relationships, it affects marriages, it affects how people are showing up, how people are showing in the marketplace, and it also affects churches. It has the power to destroy destinies. So of course, these are some of the reasons why I had to put Head to Head with Jezebel together, and also one of the reasons why I included 3 signs of dating Jezebel in Uncommon Destiny, Uncommon Partner. And of course, one of the reasons why I did that is because it's a big issue, and of course in Australia we know the numbers are not good when it comes to domestic violence, and in a lot of cases you will see that Jezebel is a driving force in many of these cases. So one of the reasons why I wanted to touch on that is today is to say that, you know, when we can teach people about the impact and the vice grip of Jezebel in marriages and in churches like that, it allows people to get delivered and get in a place of breakthrough. And not only that, but it allows people to date with more consciousness. You know what I mean? Why they talk about that? You know, you don't know what you don't know. It is a fact, because when people don't know the effects or the signals or the symptoms of a Jezebelic situation, they will continue the same situation. They live in misery. It impacts the finances. It impacts the ability to show up in the marketplace. It affects the opportunities that they get. It affects the level of growth in churches. It affects a lot of politics in churches. You see as well that in some of these politics in churches, a lot of it is driven by, of course, Jezebel. And one thing you need to understand is these things, they don't travel alone. Where you find Jezebel, there's this, there's that, there's witchcraft, there's jealousy, there's manipulation. I know at this point of the game, the church, the 21st century is not interested, or maybe can I say that they are not able to handle. In fact, let me say, a lot of leaders within churches are not comfortable in dealing with those issues around witchcraft in churches. They want to pretend that it doesn't exist, but that's a conversation for another day. Today, what I wanted to do is just talk to you guys about why I wrote Head to Head with Jezebel. Right. So many years ago, I was involved in those prayer calls on Skype. You know, some people are still doing them. They've got dedicated prayer lines where people come together, they pray different hours of the day and things like that. So I happened to be the one that was part of it. Was the one that was part of during that particular time is, of course, was on Skype, where people would meet together by Skype, where people from UK, United States, Australia, you name it, Africa, Zimbabwe, South Africa, different parts of the globe. And even I think we had a few people from China as well. So during those conversations, what will happen is people come in, maybe waiting for the prayer time to start, they have a chit chat, and then people start praying, and then time for prayer comes, people pray, and then sometimes someone will come in, they share the word, they preach, and maybe during the preaching, they open the lines for people to have a chat, people start talking and sharing their ideas and, you know, responding and all the other good stuff. And then of course, after the main prayer time, then some people will remain behind, engaging conversations about issues related to church or related to the word that has been shared, the word that has been preached. That's exactly what happened. So I made a point where, because I've spent 6-7 years in church leadership, leading ministry of prayer, I spend a lot of time with pastors. I mean, with pastors, you get to talk to pastors, you get to see what's happening behind the scenes. Not only that, but if you had a intercession work with the pastor, 9 out of 10. As many of you guys may know, you also tend to spend some time with the guys in worship, because I believe worship team, intercession, and pastors, they need to work together. So that's a whole different topic for another day. But essentially, when you are a head of intercession, you work close with the pastors, and of course, you tend to also to relate with worship team. So I got to understand a lot of the things that many people take for granted. right? So because of that exposure, I begin to understand church cultures a lot more. So it so happened that in one of the prayer calls, people started talking about the abuse that's happening in this church. But here's what is interesting. I found a pattern. I was trying to see patterns where relating to people talk about, I go to mega church. This is what's happening. This is what's happening. Someone in South Africa says, I'll go to mega church. This is what's happening. This is what's happening. Wow. Someone in the UK says, I go to big church. This is what's happening. This is what's happening. Oh, interesting. At that time, I was actually going to a smaller church, and so it happened. Someone says, I think so. Someone from the UK started saying, "Oh, look, I go to a smaller church, and this is what happened. The pastor said this when I was leaving the church, and I know one girl had to leave the city they were in to go into a different city altogether because of the politics and all the mystery, the confusion, and the scandal that came out after she said she wanted to leave the church." Look, seasons come and go, and I believe that a lot of people, when they come to live in the church, some of them they don't want, but when God tells them to leave, they have to make a decision to agree with God and leave. Not only that, but some people, when they want to leave well, with no hang-ups, with no problems. But sometimes leadership do make it complicated for people to leave churches, because there's a whole range of politics there, particularly for people who have been serving the church. This is where it gets crazy, because you think that you've spent your time in church 6, 7 years, 8 years, whatever the case might be. You've been serving, you've been using your gift to serve the church, serving the church leadership. You're there, you're doing everything you can, and then your season comes for you to move on. Maybe they don't agree with you moving on, or maybe they feel like, oh wow, they feel entitled to your gift, which is a different topic altogether. Maybe they feel entitled to your time you spent. Maybe they don't want to let you go because they know that, look, if you leave the church right now, you're gonna leave a big hole. Particularly for people who serve in church, those people who've been in church for years. You've been serving, you've been leading well, you've been doing an incredible job. Sometimes the leadership might be thinking, well, if you leave the church, you're gonna leave a massive hole there. Sometimes they make it complicated. Sometimes they say, look, we don't agree with what you're doing, or some of them they feel betrayed because of their own insecurities. But really, when someone's time to move on has come, it has nothing to do with betrayal. A lot of people sometimes they actually don't want to leave, but God is telling them that, look, it's time for you to leave, and they want to obey God. So sometimes leadership, not all the time, some leadership makes it complicated for people to leave. But as far as I'm concerned, I believe that when you want to leave church, do it formally, do it nicely. If you're your own staff, you need 3-4 weeks to give them notice, give them the notice, and it's time for you to leave. I believe that leadership should be able to celebrate you, say, you know what, we thank you for the gift that you are, we thank you for the time you spent in the church, we thank you for what you've done for the church, it's time for you to leave. Goodbye. You get celebrated and you leave. That's what I believe. I believe you should be able to leave the church properly, nicely, no scandals, no hang-ups, no hangovers. You know what I mean? Yes. But sometimes it's both sides. Sometimes the leadership that makes it complicated for people to leave, or sometimes people, due to many reasons, they end up leaving in a bad way, of which we don't want that. Because I believe that we should be able to operate from a place of peace and clarity. That means if the time has come to leave properly and go, if you go. But sometimes the leadership makes it complicated. To me, particularly those who've been serving the church for a long time. So this is what happened then. At the time when I started seeing all these friends, church politics, all these things happening within mega churches, small churches, you start seeing all these patterns going on. I'm like, oh, what? This is crazy. So, and then not only that, but also I've got my story, which I shared in Jezebel, of course, with that had to do with some of the relationships I've been involved in, and because as people we grow, we evolve. So I've been in a situation where it was a very Jezebelic situation, and I learned a lot so much from that. So, but eventually, what was the final push to get this right book ahead in Jezebel was, of course, those two main things. Number one, the abuse that I was witnessing in churches, the abuse that I was hearing, and the patterns I was seeing in churches, small churches, big churches, whatever the case might be. Those things, plus, of course, my own encounter with a Jezebelic situation, dating situation. I think in the book I talk about that as well. So those are those are the two main reasons that made me write. That led to the History of Jezebel, where it's in those moments that's when I got the inspiration to get History of Jezebel. So essentially, in summary, that started through a prayer call. Can you believe that? Exactly. So I'm saying this to say sometimes ideas and inspiration for certain things can come in different points. Inspiration for a book, inspiration for a business, inspiration for many things. They do come from many places. And of course, today I want to share with you inspiration that led to Head with Jezebel. And of course, in at Common Destiny Partner, if you go on Amazon, you check it out. I also included the chapter 3 Signs You're Dating Jezebel. Now that is actually one of the reasons why I included that, because it's a very serious issue, it's a very important issue. So yeah. So let me say that I'm gonna bounce, and always remember you have an uncommon destiny. I put relevant links below this video. There's a free ebook as well, and of course links to Amazon. And of course, for those of you guys who want to write a book, you can catch my new ebook, Unleash the Book Within, available from 1st of June across Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Apple Books, you name it, from 1st of June. But of course, I put also the link there for, I know so there are a lot of people in parts of the world, you wanted the non-Kindle version, and none of the bigger booksellers type of ebook. The link as well, I've included that as well in the comments below. So on that note, always remember, you have an uncommon destiny. This is yours to be.